Ren Uzumaki was a prodigy. He excelled in his ninja training, mastering jutsu with an ease that astounded his teachers. His taijutsu was swift and precise, his ninjutsu powerful and controlled. Yet beneath his confident exterior, Ren harbored a secret turmoil. The Otsutsuki Chakra, a potent and ancient power that surged within him, was a double-edged sword. It amplified his abilities but threatened to consume him from within. He wrestled with the legacy of his lineage, the destructive potential that haunted his dreams. The whispers followed him like shadows, branding him as a danger, a weapon. His heart ached for acceptance, for a way to reconcile his nature with the peaceful life he yearned for. But the path ahead was shrouded in uncertainty, his spirit caught in a tempest of conflicting emotions. Ren trained relentlessly, pushing himself to the brink. He sought to master the beast within, to bend its power to his will. But the chakra resisted, a wild and unpredictable force that threatened to break free. He knew the stakes were high. Not only his own fate, but the fate of those he cared about hung in the balance. He couldn't afford to fail. Naruto Uzumaki, the 7th Hokage, understood Ren's struggle better than most. He saw in Ren a reflection of his own past, the battle he had fought against the nine-tailed fox. Naruto took Ren under his wing, becoming not just a teacher but a mentor, a guiding light in the darkness. He pushed Ren to his limits, testing his strength and resolve in grueling training sessions.
You've got this, Ren. Remember, control is key. Don't let the chakra overwhelm you.
Mizuki, a skilled jonin and trusted advisor, joined Naruto in Ren's tutelage. She provided a different perspective, a calmer counterpoint to Naruto's fiery enthusiasm.
Focus, Ren, breathe. Let the chakra flow through you, not against you.
Together, Naruto and Mizuki worked tirelessly to help Ren harness the Otsutsuki Chakra, to turn his burden into a source of strength. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. Ren trained relentlessly, his body and spirit pushed to their absolute limits. He sparred with Naruto, learning to counter the Hokage's unpredictable fighting style. He meditated with Mizuki, seeking inner peace amidst the storm of chakra that raged within him. Slowly, painstakingly, Ren began to make progress. He learned to channel the Otsutsuki Chakra, to draw on its power without succumbing to its influence. But the battle was far from over. The whispers continued, fueling the doubts that gnawed at his soul. Amidst the turmoil, Ren found solace in unexpected places. He forged deep bonds with his fellow shinobi, the camaraderie of the training ground a balm to his troubled heart. There was Hana Inuzuka, her loyal ninken, Akamaru, always by her side.
Hey Ren, don't be so hard on yourself. Remember to enjoy the little things, like Akamaru's antics.
Her unwavering spirit and infectious laughter lifted Ren's spirits, reminding him of the simple joys life had to offer. And then there was Kenji Nara, a brilliant strategist with a perpetually bored expression that hid a sharp mind and a kind heart.
Ren, sometimes you just need to look at things from a different angle. The solution might be simpler than you think.
Kenji's calm demeanor and insightful advice helped Ren to see his problems from a different angle, to find clarity amidst the chaos. Together, they faced the challenges of training, pushing each other to be better, stronger. They became more than just comrades. They became brothers in arms, bound by a shared sense of purpose and a deep, unspoken understanding. Through their friendship, Ren began to believe in himself again. He realized that he was not alone in his struggles. They shared his burdens, offered him support and encouragement when he needed it most. Their laughter filled the void within him, reminding him of the light that still flickered within his heart. They were his anchor, grounding him in the present, preventing him from being swept away by the tides of doubt and fear. He was not just Ren Uzumaki, the Jinchuriki, the weapon. He was Ren, their friend, their comrade. And that made all the difference. But the whispers persisted, seeping into Ren's moments of peace like poison. They spread through the village like wildfire, fueled by fear and ignorance. The villagers looked at him with suspicion, their gazes heavy with judgment. They remembered the destruction caused by the Otsutsuki clan, the pain inflicted upon the world by those who wielded their power. And they saw in Ren a reflection of that darkness, a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. Even among the shinobi there were whispers. Some questioned the Hokage's decision to train Ren, to nurture the very power that could one day destroy them all. They argued that Ren should be ostracized, contained, prevented from ever unleashing the beast within. Their words, though spoken in hushed tones, cut Ren deeply. They chipped away at his resolve, fueling the doubts that gnawed at his soul. Was he destined to repeat the sins of his ancestors? Was he nothing more than a weapon, a tool to be used and discarded? The questions haunted him, echoing in the silence of his thoughts. He tried to ignore them, to focus on his training, on the bonds he had forged with his friends. But the whispers were relentless, a constant reminder of the darkness that lurked within him and the fear that shadowed his every step. He was caught in a maelstrom of emotions, his spirit battered by the storm. Section 5. The Shadow of the Past. Unbeknownst to Ren, a malevolent force was drawn to the whispers, to the fear that clung to him like a shroud. Kaigen, an ancient and powerful being, had awakened from his slumber. He had sensed Ren's chakra, the raw, untamed power of the Otsutsuki coursing through his veins.
I have been a formidable foe in ages past, a master of forbidden jutsu and dark rituals. I crave power above all else, and I will bend the world to my will.
Kaigen saw in Ren a means to an end, a vessel through which he could reclaim his lost glory. Kaigen believed that by corrupting Ren, by twisting his heart and turning him to the darkness, he could unlock the full potential of the Otsutsuki chakra. With Ren as his pawn, Kaigen would be unstoppable. He would plunge the world into chaos and remake it in his own image.
Ah, the possibilities. I will exploit Ren's insecurities, the doubts that plague his soul. I will turn his greatest strength into his ultimate weakness.
A sinister grin spread across Kaigen's face as he contemplated his plan. He would break Ren's spirit, shatter his resolve, and mold him into the perfect weapon. The fate of the world hung in the balance, and Ren, oblivious to the danger lurking in the shadows, was caught in the crosshairs of a battle that was older than time itself. Section 6. Assault on the Hidden Leaf. Kaigen made his move swiftly and decisively. He launched a surprise attack on the Hidden Leaf village, his goal not to conquer but to draw Ren out, to force him into a confrontation. The village, caught off guard, was thrown into chaos. Buildings crumbled under barrages of powerful jutsu. Screams pierced the air as villagers fled in terror. The shinobi, though outnumbered, fought back with courage and determination.
This aura, it's ancient and powerful. I know this enemy. Ren, you are the target of this attack. I must reach you, warn you, protect you.
But Kaigen, anticipating Naruto's move, had set a trap. He unleashed a wave of dark energy that ripped through the village, creating a barrier that separated Naruto from Ren. The Hokage, his chakra flaring, struggled against the barrier, his fists pounding against the impenetrable darkness. But it was no use. He was trapped, unable to reach the student he had sworn to protect.
Ha 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 ha! My plan is unfolding perfectly. I have isolated Ren, stripped him of his support system, leaving him vulnerable, alone, and ripe for the picking.
Kaigen's laughter, cold and cruel, echoed through the ravaged streets. His plan was indeed unfolding perfectly. Section 7. A Shinobi's Resolve. The ground trembled beneath Ren's feet as the village was plunged into chaos. He could sense the malevolent chakra that permeated the air, a suffocating presence that sent shivers down his spine. He knew, with a certainty that chilled him to the bone, that this was no ordinary attack. This was about him. The whispers, once distant and muted, now screamed in his ears, confirming his worst fears. He was the target, the eye of the storm. Fear, cold and primal, surged through him, threatening to overwhelm his senses. But then, through the haze of panic, a different emotion surfaced: resolve. He couldn't hide. He couldn't run. He had to face this threat head-on. He was a shinobi of the Hidden Leaf, sworn to protect his home and his comrades. He had to push past his fear, to embrace the power that surged within him, no matter the cost. With a deep breath, Ren steeled his nerves. He would not be a victim. He would not be a pawn in someone else's game. He would fight back. Ren confronted Kaigen amidst the ruins of the village, the air thick with tension and the stench of destruction. The ancient evil stood before him, his eyes glowing with a sinister light, a mocking smile playing on his lips.
So the Jinchuriki emerges. I can sense the power within you, boy. The power of the Otsutsuki. A power that you so desperately try to deny.
Ren's voice was surprisingly steady as he responded. Ren, my power is my own. I will not let you use it for your own twisted purposes. Kaigen let out a harsh laugh, his amusement laced with cruelty.
You speak of control, of peace. Don't be a fool, boy. Embrace your true nature. Unleash the beast within and claim your birthright. Together, we will remake this world in our image.
Kaigen's words struck a nerve, reawakening the doubts that plagued Ren's heart. Was he fooling himself? Was he fighting a losing battle against his own nature? The whispers, amplified by Kaigen's words, swirled around him, threatening to consume him. He hesitated, his resolve wavering. That moment of doubt proved to be his undoing. Kaigen, sensing Ren's vulnerability, struck with the speed and ferocity of a viper. Kaigen's attack was swift and brutal, a whirlwind of dark energy that crashed against Ren's defenses. The young shinobi, his concentration broken, was caught off guard. He cried out as a searing pain ripped through his side, sending him crashing to the ground. Kaigen hovered over him, his eyes blazing with triumph.
Pathetic. You are weak, just like all the others who have come before you. You are unworthy of the power you possess.
Ren struggled to his feet, his vision blurring, his body screaming in protest. He could feel the Otsutsuki Chakra surging within him, a wild and untamed beast responding to the threat. But fear held him back. Fear of losing control, of becoming the very monster that everyone feared he was. Kaigen pressed his advantage, unleashing a torrent of dark energy that slammed into Ren with the force of 1,000 suns. The young shinobi screamed as he was thrown through the air, his body a broken doll tossed aside by an uncaring child. He landed hard, the air knocked out of his lungs, the taste of blood filling his mouth. He lay there for a moment, his body racked with pain, his spirit shattered. The whispers, louder than ever, echoed in his ears, a chorus of condemnation. He had failed. He had failed to protect the village, failed to control the beast within, failed to live up to the expectations that had been thrust upon him. Kaigen, satisfied with his handiwork, vanished into thin air, leaving Ren to contemplate the wreckage of his spirit. The battle was over, but the war within him raged on. He had survived the encounter, but at what cost? His body ached, his spirit bruised. But it was the wounds that ran deeper that truly terrified him. He had tasted the power that lurked within him, felt its seductive pull, and for a fleeting moment, he had understood Kaigen's words, had felt a flicker of kinship with the darkness that consumed the ancient being. The realization chilled him to the core. He had always believed that he could control the Otsutsuki Chakra, that he could bend it to his will. But now, he wasn't so sure. As the villagers emerged from their hiding places, their faces etched with a mixture of relief and apprehension, Ren couldn't help but feel a sense of isolation. They treated him with a wary respect, their gazes filled with unspoken questions and lingering fear. Their hero, the Jinchuriki, had saved them. But at what cost? He had pushed the darkness back, but at what cost? He had won the battle, but the war was far from over. Ren spent the following days in a haze of pain and introspection. He endured the healer's ministrations with stoic silence, his thoughts a whirlwind of doubt and recrimination. He had been so focused on proving himself, on earning the village's trust, that he had neglected the most important battle of all, the battle within. He had allowed fear to cloud his judgment, had hesitated when he should have acted, and as a result, he had come perilously close to losing himself to the darkness. He knew that he couldn't afford to make the same mistake twice. He had to find a way to master the Otsutsuki Chakra, to turn his burden into a source of strength. The road ahead would be long and arduous, filled with trials and temptations, but he would not face it alone. He had his friends, his comrades, the Hokage who believed in him, and he had the memory of his own resilience, the knowledge that he had survived the storm once before. He would rise from the ashes of this battle stronger, more determined than ever to forge his own path. He would embrace his heritage, not with fear or resentment, but with a newfound sense of purpose. He would show the world that he was not defined by the power that flowed through his veins, but by the choices he made, the person he chose to be. He was Ren Uzumaki, and he would not be defined by his past. He would forge his own destiny,